get to this story, HOA nightmares. It's one of the most frequent calls we get into our investigative tip line.
That's right. Now there are new bipartisan efforts by state lawmakers to look at how to rein in homeowners associations that really go too far. Channel 2 investigator or consumer investigator Justin Gray is here. And Justin, in Georgia, a homeowners association can take your house.
You can be up to date on your mortgage, have never missed a loan payment, and still lose your home to foreclosure by your HOA.
None of it makes any sense.
Each month, Karen Gibbons mailed a check for HOA dues on her Gwinnett County condo to the address provided in writing at closing. But she says she never knew when or if it would be cashed.
It was just random. I mean, there'd be 2, 3, 4, 5 months go in between checks being cashed.
Then out of the blue, she was served with this, a notice of foreclosure by her HOA. With late fees and thousands of dollars in attorney fees, she owed more than $30,000.
Did you even know you could be foreclosed on by an HOA?
No, never heard of it.
It's totally insane. It's totally insane.
Trisha Quigley learned it can happen the hard way when her Cherokee County home of 18 years was sold at foreclosure auction on the courthouse steps for about the amount of spare change currently sitting on her coffee table.
It went for $3.25.
Quigley admits she did not pay 2 of her biannual homeowner dues payments, $800 total. She ended up paying more than 10 grand trying to get right with the HOA, but the late fees and the attorney fees kept growing.
You know, I kept thinking, I paid all this money. How come it's not stopping?
A big reason, attorney costs. Every email, every inquiry, every attempt to contest or fix or even pay the overdue bill adds to the bill.
That's a complaint.
By the time Juliette Graham finally sold her downtown Atlanta condo, her HOA bill had reached $250,000.
And you broke us. We're broke.
We checked foreclosure records and found that just 2 Metro Atlanta law firms that specialize in representing HOAs have filed 279 notices seeking damage and foreclosure notices in just the past 3 years.
I can't imagine the mafia having been any worse than what my experience was with this.
State Senator Donzella James introduced multiple bills this legislative session trying to rein in overly aggressive HOAs.
People need to be protected and safeguarded against foreclosures.
This is where I restarted the whole thing.
The only way James McAdoo could stop his HOA from intercepting his paycheck was by filing for bankruptcy.
It garnished my wages.
He owes $36,000 and counting, predominantly because of weeds in his South Fulton front yard. They were garnishing $600 from his paycheck every 2 weeks until he started the bankruptcy process.
What way do you see out of this?
Selling my home and just getting out of this neighborhood.
That's what Karen Gibbons did earlier this year, even though she still doesn't believe she did anything wrong.
And I just said, enough. I can't do it anymore.
She paid $34,000 at closing to put an end to this mess.
I don't know how it's legal.
A bipartisan bill sponsored by Senator James and Republican Rules Committee Chairman Matt Brass did pass at the Gold Dome this year to create a study committee examining how to change laws to better protect homeowners. Senator Brass tells me the #1 topic on the study committee's agenda will be those HOA foreclosures he says are taking families' generational wealth.
And to have some outside group come and take that away, to me, is, again, it's un-American, and we're not going to stand for it in this state.
Now, several states have put in place laws limiting HOA foreclosure. That legislative study committee is expected to start their work likely late this summer.
So, Justin, what can a legislative study committee actually do?
Well, there's more time to come up with legislation than during the session. Senator Brass says he expects potential bills to come out of this. And remember, he runs the Rules Committee. They set the agenda in the Senate, so he has a lot of power to push this through next year.
All right.
Again, there's a place for those HOAs to exist, but this sounds like a lot of crazy examples in your story.
Some wild situations.
Yeah. All right, Justin, thank you.